Alright, what up everybody, Captain Pretzel here, back with another Kirby game analysis. This one's actually going to be for a member of the Kirby Discord, Sanjini, and this is going to be a single game analysis, trying to learn from my mistakes from last time. I feel like I tried to do too many game analyses in one session, so going to focus on one game at a time probably for these future analyses and try to pause more, go into more detail, and just do an overall more thorough job. So probably going to be a lot more of breaking down every kind of neutral interaction and edge guard. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. This looks like a Kirby versus Sheik set. So we'll just go ahead and open it up. Actually want to meet the video. Alright, so right away, I'm going to rewind already because I kind of wasn't paying attention. So got a little bit of full hop dare and neutral. That's interesting. We'll see how it goes from there. So the Sheik doesn't seem to be moving around too much, and Sanjini, for his part, is moving around a lot. That's a really good tech chase. Okay, so let's just kind of rewind this last interaction here. So Sheik goes for a grab and neutral. Don't know why he thought that would hit, but Sanjini gets a very nicely spaced bear here, which Sheik is at low percent, so it doesn't get a knockdown, but it does disrupt. I like the land here into down tilt. So the thing about Kirby is that when he's using his aerials, his bear and his dare both, and even his fair a little bit, kind of flatten his hitbox. So if you go for an immediate bear or dare, and then after L canceling, you immediately down tilt, Kirby kind of maintains his low profile after hitting, which can duck a lot of characters' moves, especially Sheik, who could grab her tilts, some of her smash moves, and a lot of other moves can whiff Kirby. So I actually like that already right there. Another full hop fair. Already I'm seeing a lot of full hops, which you just generally don't want to be full hopping with Kirby. Kirby is extremely vulnerable when he's in the air, so he wants to spend as little time in the air in neutral as possible. The only time you really want to be in the air is if you're edge guarding or trying to shark your opponent, and even then, sharking can be a bit risky. So I like if Sanjini stayed a little closer to the ground, perhaps with short hop aerials rather than full hop aerials. But he's not getting punished too much for it yet. We'll see how it goes from here. So again, we see the instant waveland into down tilt there. Disrupts Sheik, goes for a grab. Another full hop aerial. Again, Sheik doesn't punish it, but it's really unsafe. If you are going to do a full hop aerial, I will say that dare is probably one of the better ones just because it has such a big hitbox below Kirby. It's not very disjointed though, which is where its main weakness comes in and why I don't really like using it that much personally, because it's very easy for your opponent to shield and kind of whiff punish it. But anyway, okay, there's a short up dare in place, and he gets the so I actually do I don't know if that was intentional or not. I'm assuming it was intentional. He gets the very last hitbox of dare, I think, there, and then oh sorry, that was the wrong move. Okay, so he does get the last hitbox of dare, but Sheik DIs in, which allows him to get I think that was a jump canceled grab follow-up, so very nice by Sanjini. Down throws, Sheik techs away, which is what Sheik should be doing. He gets a slight fair follow-up, which is nice. I think he went for an edge canceled nair there. I can't tell if it was intentional or not. I'm assuming that was intentional, so that would have been nice if he had canceled the nair and got into a bear, edge canceled nair into bear off of it, but unfortunately it didn't quite work out. He low profiles the grab, good. Sheik dash attacks, it's a very good strat by Sheik. Forward throw, interesting choice there. I don't necessarily know if I agree with it. Based on what I've seen from the Sheik so far, it doesn't seem like it's much of a masher. F-throw isn't really guaranteed on most characters until 130%, and even then only if you throw instantly. If you find the rare opponent that just doesn't mash out fast enough, it can be really nice, as it's a good mix-up off of B-throw. In general, I don't like going for... I should probably pause while I'm saying that. I don't really like seeing F-throws all that much from Kirby, especially not at, for F-throw, 81's kind of a low percent. But it gets the job done, for what it's worth. Puts Sheik above the platform. Sheik jumps away. Sanjini's trying to get some more aerials to stuff Sheik out. I do like the nair there. So nair is a very underrated tool in Kirby's arsenal, and if timed well, which I think this is a pretty good example of a well-timed nair. So Sheik whiffs an F-tilt here, and Sanjini hits Sheik with the nair, which isn't fantastic in and of itself, but I think he hits at almost the last frame of the active hitbox, and nair can be auto-canceled immediately after the hitbox ends, which I think he does get a... Yeah, he gets an auto... It may have been an L-cancel, but I think he gets an auto-canceled nair there. He just doesn't act immediately as soon as he auto-cancels, which is fine. He goes for the tech chase. A nice wave dash back here. We'll see how this plays out. So Sheik bears, F-tilt, fair, standard Sheik stuff. Alright, so I actually really like that up B as well. In general, you shouldn't be burning your up B as long as Kirby has better recovery options. Like, if you can air dodge, you should. But I really like the spacing that Sanjini's at here. He could be spaced a little farther away to make it a little safer, but as it stands right now, as long as he doesn't drift in immediately, he kind of does drift in immediately. But if you just maintain that level of spacing, Kirby should still grab ledge, and it can clip Sheik with the downward hitbox. And you can usually either get a ledge hop fair or a ledge hop dare from this position, which he goes for a ledge hop fair. He is a little slow on it, so Sheik tucks it. Rolling gets called out. Sheik's just doing Sheik stuff. Not much Kirby can do about that. You just lose the mix-up once in a while. I really like the idea there. I think, again, Sheik just played the DI mix-up and won out there. But he goes for the fair and goes for the bear here to catch out Sheik's jump. Unfortunately, he drifts bear a little bit back, I guess, assuming that Sheik's going to hop a little bit away from ledge recovery, but Sheik goes straight up, so the bear whiffs. But I do like the idea. Recognizes that Sheik is going to up B farther into the center of the stage to avoid a punish, and lands his own up B on stage to get some damage with the cutter projectile. Again, really smart by Sanjini. Goes for the straight up run. That's a really weird dare. I guess he's just interrupted by the platform there, but I think... Okay, he goes for an S smash there. I would have actually liked to see a D tilt that would have been Sheik in a gnarly situation off stage. Like the up air from ledge there. Not sure if I agree with the empty landing, but Sheik was far enough from stage where it doesn't really matter too much. Spacing out fairs to recover. Saving the up B to the last possible minute. So I don't necessarily agree with that recovery. It worked out, but just try to break down what happened here. First of all, he burns all of his double jumps, which is fine as a mix-up, but in general, you should be saving as many double jumps as possible and just grabbing ledge and air dodging as much as possible, instead of forcing yourself to burn your up B. The second thing I disagree with is the spacing of the up B. So Kirby is at a point here where his up B will take him, I don't think my cursor is visible, but it'll take him about to the FOD platform side on the edge, which makes him extremely vulnerable. Generally, if you're going to up B at all, you want to make it ambiguous if you're aiming for ledge or just slightly above stage. So I would have liked to see an up B considerably lower than he is doing it right here. Because she could very easily just crouch cancel and then punish with a down tilt into fair confirm from here. But the Sheik actually backs off, which is fine. And that makes this next part work out, where Sanjini again goes for an on-stage cutter. Again, this is very punishable if Sheik decided to, well, I guess at this percent, CCing... I actually don't know if Sheik can CC the cutter projectile at this percent. If Sheik decided to hold her ground and CC, that would have been certain death for Kirby. But as it stands, it worked out, so I guess no harm, no foul. But something to be careful about it. I like the, okay, I'll let that play out, actually. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so that was a very weird interaction, so I'm just going to replay that from here. So after getting his projectile landing on stage, he goes for a full hop running inhale. Again, I'd like to see a short hop here rather than a full hop, but I do understand how hard it is to get a short hop neutral B out. Now, Sheik just kind of goes for a jab, I think, or a grab, which unfortunately puts her hitbox into Kirby's range immediately. Sanjini chooses to hold Sheik in here, which I don't really know what that does. I guess he's expecting the Sheik to mash or stop mashing, and just like waiting for Sheik to start mashing before he spits her out, hoping that she'll throw out an aerial, but Sheik is not mashing, he just doesn't throw out anything. He does go for the double jump fair, which is a really good option. Either double jump fair or reverse bear could be good there. Reverse bear could have probably killed Sheik, but Sheik may have also been too far away that it just wouldn't have connected, so I do like the fair here in general. He goes for a jump read with another fair, and Sheik just like plays the mix up again and like goes low, which is fine. But he does clip Sheik with the bear. Sheik should be living. Oh no, Sheik is not living here and just gives up the stock. So that was a good read by Sanjini. So we're going for ledge. Just does a neutral get up, which is fine if Sheik's gonna stay back. Down throw into jab reset. I like the idea there. Again, Kirby can't really get any follow ups if Sheik just decides to tech away. So it's just generally best to read the tech in place with the jab reset, or the mistech with the jab reset. Even if Sheik techs in place, the jab reset can disrupt Sheik movements, and if Sheik techs away, you just reset to neutral. So, best you can really ask for there. Kind of just crouch there without doing anything. If you're crouching against Sheik, you almost always want to be throwing out a down tilt. So, unfortunately, he does get punished for not throwing out a hitbox there. More full hop nairs again. Really don't like to see these full hops. I think the biggest thing I've noticed so far is that Sanjini is doing a lot of full hops, which just generally put Kirby in a garbage position. Sheik, especially in the Sheik matchup, but really in any matchup, Kirby just wants to be on the ground as much as possible, especially in neutral, and by putting yourself in the air with full hop aerials, you're just making yourself vulnerable. He's also not really fast falling that much as far as I can tell, which just makes these full hops extra vulnerable. He's just really hanging in the air, and I think the Sheik is just inexperienced in the matchup, but Sheik can do so many mean things to Kirby if she gets Kirby in the air. Okay, that's actually a really good dare, and I like that for a lot of reasons. So we'll just wait this out here. So Sheik, so we have a very common situation where Kirby is crouching with his back turned to the opponent, and the opponent is sitting in shield. Now, the most obvious thing to do in this situation is just bear out a shield. It's one of Kirby's better options, and it's pretty reliable at the low level. However, the more experienced opponents that you face, the more they realize that they can just shield Kirby's bear out of shield and then punish it with an aerial of their own. So the second best option in these situations is either wave dash back under them and grab their shield, or alternately do kind of a dash dance turnaround grab and grab them from the front. But in both those situations, it's kind of slow, and I think the opponent can react in both situations. So what Sanjini opts for here, and like what I like to opt for myself in a lot of these situations, is to go for a dare out of shield. Now the Sheik does actually wave dash away here, rather than sitting in shield, which a lot of opponents will just sit in shield until Kirby bears, which is why this is so good. But even so, the dare does clip them, and dare is great shield pressure if you L cancel it. Even if you don't L cancel it, if they get clipped by it, you can generally get a lot of hits on the opponent, and it puts them in a weird amount of hit stun as soon as they make contact with the ground and the dare hitbox is out. I think Sheik is trying to crouch cancel here, and unfortunately doesn't really get anything off the dare, but normally if you dare in that position, you can get a turnaround up tilt or a regular up tilt depending on what position your opponent's in. You can also get dare into down smash for some pretty free shield pressure. And if you know that your opponent's going to shield, you can just get dare, L-cancel dare into grab. So all very good options out of dare, which work really great when you're back to your opponent as a mix-up. But anyway, we'll go ahead and continue. So we're just playing some neutral, wave dashing away. A lot of reads on the Sheik here, which I really like. I think, let's just break this down a bit. He goes for an auto-cancel nair into down tilt, which is really good for low-profiling Sheik. Sheik goes in for a full hop aerial. Calls that out with another full hop dare. Whoops. Doesn't hit the L cancel, but Sheik gets locked in a jab animation. I don't know how Sheik ended up there, but Sanjini gets an F tilt, which puts Sheik's in a really bad edge guard situation, and then he goes on stage. Ooh. Okay, so if Sanjini had gone for anything here other than that neutral get up from ledge, I think we could have seen a better punish. But unfortunately, he either accidentally or on purpose gets a neutral get up there and isn't able to punish Sheik for up being on stage. But regardless, it resets to neutral, which is not the end of the world. So she gets down throw, F tilt, dash attack, all true at that percent. Okay, that was also another really good interaction by Sanjini. So after he resets to neutral air, goes for the fair read, I guess. But then as soon as Sheik down smashes, he bears just out of down smash basing. L cancels, goes for an immediate run up. And then down smashes to predict the tech in place, which also covers roll in, which I think he rolls in. A little bit slow. Up smash is not a good option there because she can just pretty much shield that unless you're like frame perfect and really early about it. So that's fine. I think Sheik's dead here. Just grabs ledge. Yep. Not sure what that inhale is. I am assuming he went for an edge cancelled hammer or something like that. Dash attack out of the corner. The Kirby classic. Gets re-grabbed. Should get faired here. He could probably make it back if he spaces his recovery well. Sheik goes for the bear, which is probably one of Sheik's better option there. Goes for the waveland, which would have been a good idea, but he just barely messes it up, so unfortunately it's a stock. Gets hit by the needles. And more full hop dares, like way away from Sheik. I don't know why Sanjini's going for that. It's just a weird option to me. I think it's like one of the first short hop aerials I've seen from Sanjini this whole game. Yeah, short hop dare. Unfortunately, Sheik is out of range, so it doesn't actually accomplish anything. Shields Sheik's F smash. Most of the time when Sheik F smashes, it's not intentional. But when she does it, it's just a very easy shield grab punish. Goes for an up throw, which is a generally solid option. Gets a... Ooh, alright. Let's look at that again. So up throw, Sheik DIs away like she should, techs away. Gets clipped out with another short hop fair, so another short hop aerial. Misses the L cancel, but Sheik's timing is messed up enough where he just gets a re-rev anyway. Up throw again. Sheik does no DI, which is probably the best option for Sheik in that particular situation. Misses a tech on the platform. Would have liked to see a tech into like something like down smash or shield drop bear. But regardless, ends up working out. Sheik doesn't get a punish off of it, so misses attack. Rolls away. Sheik tries to up smash. Does a shield drop bear. Goes for a really greedy F smash there. I would have liked to see Sanjini just hold his ground and maybe like throw out a few details until Sheik gets back on the stage. Because Sheik doesn't really have a great means of getting back on stage. Most Sheiks will just go for a ledge dash, F tilt, ledge dash detailed. If they're not confident in their ledge dashes, they will just jump on stage and try to wave land normally. In any case, a down tilt from that range would have probably just hit Sheik for free damage and possibly put her back off stage. Ooh, okay, I really don't agree with the F throw there. It did work out. Well, actually, did it work out? I don't know if Sheik... I don't know if he actually finished the animation. I think Sheik actually managed. Oh, no, it finished out. So I thought he was actually going to SD there, but I guess Sanjini had the awareness to know he'd land on stage, and it does put Sheik in a kind of better position, again, since the Sheik's not mashing. So that's all fine. Let's see. Another really greedy smash attack. Again, even though the Sheik's not moving around very fast, even still getting the shield out off these smashes almost every time. So these smashes haven't really worked out yet for Sanjini. I would personally just be going for faster options like tilts, but at the very least, he's not getting punished for them. So gets the... Okay, so interesting interaction. Puts out some hitboxes near ledge. Puts out a fair. The Sheik manages to do slide off, but doesn't really get anything after the slide off. Sanjini's a little slow on the back air there. I think he got stuck in the lag from running rather than just wave dashing and getting an instant bear outside. That's why he wasn't able to follow up there. If you wave dash instead of run past Sheik in that situation, you can get a short hop bear out and probably hit her. Sheik with the dash attack, Sanjini gets a nice bear punish. Should be a dead Sheik here. Ooh. Okay, so that's like the one situation I've seen so far where up smash has worked out. So Sanjini grablets here, forces Sheik to go on stage, preemptively calls out the timing, or calls out the fact that Sheik is going on stage rather than going to a ledge, and then manages to charge an up smash with the awareness that Sheik is not going to get the quick up B cancel from that height. And up smash does work out. It's probably one of the better kill moves in that situation, so good awareness by Sanjini. More full hop aerials, which I don't necessarily agree with, especially at this percent. At a high percent, Kirby wants to be on the ground almost 100% of the time, just to kind of rack up extra credit. And then again, you see an up B like you saw a couple stocks ago. He's doing it at a really unsafe height. Again, going pretty high above the ledge. The apex of the up B is going to be at about the fountain platform's height at this point, and just really unsafe. You can see, unfortunately, the biggest problem from up being at that height, besides not making it ambiguous whether you're actually going from ledge or not, is that both the ascending and descending hitbox of Final Cutter are going to whiff, which means Sheik is just not going to get hit by Final Cutter at that height no matter what she does. And so he goes for another drift on stage, which is also a little sketchy. If you are going to up B from that height, what I would do and what I would like to see Sanjini do is drift away from the stage so he can try to sweet spot the ledge and avoid Sheik's down smash hitbox. Unfortunately, he drifts toward the stage, which is, since the up B hitbox is already not going to connect from that angle, is just kind of inviting a free down smash, and because of the spacing, you're also not going to get an opportunity to tech it, so it's just a dead Kirby. Alright, so down to the last stock, more aerials in place. I would have liked to see a little bit better pressure from Sanjini in this situation, so he goes for a dare in place to call out Sheik's move, which is fine. He does an empty full hop, which I would have at the very least liked to see a full hop fair to put some shield pressure on Sheik. He still would have been able to get another turnaround bear from this position. I guess he's instead calling out a jump with a double jump fair. But even if he had called out the jump, Sheik probably would have been able to punish Kirby after the hit stun on the move ended at 0%. So overall, really weird decision by Sanjini. He could have also bared right here after the end lag affair, but I think he also just he just goes for an empty waveland. So altogether, a little bit of a weak pressure sequence. Again, the Sheik isn't really punishing him for it, but the pressure itself definitely could have at least racked up a good 10 to 20%. With Sanjini being just as safe as he was here. Alright, gets a little bit of an up tilt juggle in. I don't know why he's walking. I personally would have... it looks like he was trying to call out the tech away, and the Sheik did tech away, but because he walked instead of wave dashing and running, he wasn't able to get a follow-up. And you see the up tilt just barely whiffs. A couple more up tilts there. A good detail by Sanjini, actually. Down smash. Alright, so I actually like the sequence for the most part. Those up tilts are kind of just due to bad DI on the Sheik's part, but we take those when we can. So Sheik does go for ledge. He barely sweet spot the ledge. I think his Sheik was actually possibly dead there if Sanjini didn't down tilt. But she gets a second chance at lice. He actually sweet spot. I like the Sheik. The Sheik sweet spots the ledge really well there, actually. She kind of stays on the ledge a little longer than she had. And if Sanjini was just a little bit closer, that D smash probably would have hit with the tipper hitbox of the feet and put Sheik in a really bad position. Unfortunately, he's just a little too far away from the ledge. So she gets up for free. She rolls in. He gets a bear. Goes for another nair, which I actually really like because at that, if you hit with the weak hitbox of nair, it could actually jab reset at this percent. But unfortunately, she calls out the timing and gets a free get up attack. Goes for a kind of unsafe F tilt on shield. Sanjini goes for the back throw. I do agree with the back throw. I much prefer the back throw over the forward throws he's been going for. But in general, it looks like Sanjini's just been trying to throw the Sheik to the ledge all match, regardless of whether that's a forward throw or back throw. But forward throw doesn't have as much horizontal knockback as back throw, unfortunately. So in general, if you're facing towards the ledge and you want to get your opponent near the ledge, it's better just to up throw and hope for the tech away, because if they tech in, you get a free follow-up. So I do like the back throws that Sanjini's been doing, but I would pretty much universally replace all the F throws he's been doing with up throw, because you get better follow-ups, it puts your opponent in a worse position, and it does more damage. And the opponent can't mash out of it. So it's just a better choice all around at all but the most niche of situations. Anyway, I think the set's almost over, so we'll just let it play out from here. Rewind a bit. Okay, so again, back throw. Goes for a bear there. I think at the DI the Sheik was doing, a turnaround fair would have been a better option. It would have at least gotten a guaranteed 5 to 7 more %, depending on what hits connected. And would have possibly set up for a reverse bear or a wave land on stage into D-tilt. But sadly, the bear whiffs. Shield DIs the F tilt off to grab ledge. I would have actually liked to see a aerial from ledge there, but I think Sanjini instead opts for goes for a tournament winner. Tournament winners, by the way, are almost never a good idea for a Kirby. Even I accidentally go for tournament winners a lot. But Kirby's tournament winners are almost never a good idea for any character, but Kirby's jump from ledges in particular really bad, and like Kirby should basically get edgeguarded every time he does that. Again, fortunately, the Sheik doesn't do much to punish it. Goes for a short up air, whiffs, hits a bear off stage. Another very iffy F throw. So I would like to point out that this is like the third F throw I've seen in this match. Every single time the Sheik has failed to mash out, and every single time it's more or less worked out for Sanjini. But at the same time, if the Sheik had done that exact same DI off of F throw, it would have set off perfectly for Kirby to get an up air, and that would have been the game right there. As it stands, Sheik recovers from that and is able to get back on stage. Kind of risky F smash there, but I think it pays off. He gets the weak hitbox and Sheik DIs it in, so she goes almost straight upward and Anna gets a free recovery, so that's just a bit unfortunate. I would have liked to see a D tilt instead of an F smash there, but at the end of the day, it's fine. She gets an up air there, misspaces and gets bared off the stage for it. Pineapples herself on the ledge, and that's GG's from Sanjini, and we end at 69%. Very nice. Yeah, so overall, I think Sanjini overall played pretty well. His edge guarding was more or less on point. I liked a lot of his tech chasing was in particular really on point. I think the biggest issues were a bit iffy movement and letting Sheik basically back on the stage for free way too much. I would have liked to see more short hop aerials instead of the full hops. I would have liked to see a lot more fast falling. There are situations, well, first off, short hopping with Kirby is almost universally better than full hopping across the board, so there's very few situations I can think of where you want a full hop instead of short hop, so definitely short hop more. Whether you fast fall aerials or not is generally matchup dependent and positioning dependent, but in general, Sanjini wasn't really doing any fast fall aerials. He was doing normal falling, and I would have liked to see a lot more fast falling, if only for the sake of putting out hitboxes faster, getting your L cancels faster, and getting just a little bit faster shield pressure. I think I already drove this point to the ground, but don't forward throw as much. Even though it was working out, it's only working out because they're not mashing and the Sheik was DIing badly, and in those situations, up throw would give you much meatier punishes and more damage, just as reliably, well, more reliably than F throw. And then I think the last and most complex point is kind of letting Sheik back on stage for free. So Sanjini was kind of going for a mixture of really hard reads while edgeguarding, while also staying on stage. So he was going for a lot of committal F smashes, up smashes, down smashes, trying to kind of get these juicy earlier kills on Sheik. But in all those situations, it would have been a lot better if he had just stayed in like D tilt or F tilt range and tried to catch Sheik's slightly sloppy ledge dashes or wavelands on stage and just hit her back off until she was at kill percent to either blast zone her or gimp her more reliably. The one good use of up smash I did see was the time where he held ledge while Sheik was recovering, forced the Sheik recover on stage, had the awareness to waveland on stage and charge an up smash before Sheik was able to hit the ground and get the kill with that slightly charged up smash. I do like and agree with that one particular use of up smash, but in all those other situations, I would have liked to see safer, faster options, either in the form of tilts to knock Sheik back off stage and rack up damage, or aerials to outright call out Sheik's recovery and get gimps slash edge guards. But yeah, that's about all I have to say for now. Good job to Sanjini overall, and hopefully this has been at least a little bit helpful to you. Alright, that's it. See y'all.